Let's talk about one of the biggest questions people ask when it comes to money in America. How much do you actually need to earn every single month to be considered in the top 1% in the United States in 2026? A lot of numbers get thrown around online, but today, I am breaking it down in the simplest and most real way possible so you understand the truth behind that 1% label. When people talk about being in the top 1%, they usually imagine supercars, mansions, private jet lifestyles, and millions of dollars sitting in the bank. But in reality, the top 1% is a very specific number, and it changes depending on where you live, how much you earn, and how fast money is growing in the economy. So let's break it down clearly. First, when we say top 1%, we're talking about income, not net worth. Income means the money you actually earn every year, not the value of your house, not your investments, not your savings, but the money coming in. And the latest income data shows that to be in the top 1% in the United States, the annual income is now crossing well over $700,000 a year, which basically means you need to make around $60,000 every single month before taxes. That means if you want to call yourself top 1% in America, your monthly income needs to be at a level where you are earning more in 1 month than what most people earn in an entire year. That's the reality of the gap between average income and top 1% income. Now here's something most people don't know. The number isn't the same across the country. In some states, especially the high-income ones, the bar is much higher. In places with higher living costs and higher salaries, the top 1% income requirement is sometimes close to $1 million a year or even more. That means you might need over $80,000 per month to be considered top 1% in those areas. On the other hand, some states with lower costs have a lower threshold. But the national average sits around that $60,000 per month mark. So when people say they want to be top 1%, they usually only look at the number, not the responsibility that comes with it, because earning $60,000 per month sounds glamorous. But the taxes, the pressure, and the lifestyle choices eat away a huge portion of it. And many people earning that amount aren't saving anywhere near as much as you'd expect because lifestyle creep hits hard. Bigger houses, more expenses, more obligations, and suddenly, everything becomes expensive. Another point people miss is that much of the top 1% income comes from multiple sources. It's not always one job or one salary. A lot of people in the top 1% have income from businesses, investments, side ventures, rentals, dividends, or other cash flow sources. Very few people hit 1% status through a normal job alone. Even high-paying jobs have limits, but business income doesn't. So if you're someone aiming for that top 1% income, the question to ask isn't, how do I find a job that pays $60,000 a month? The real question is, how do I build skills, income streams, or a business that can grow beyond my time and energy? Because that's what most top 1% earners actually do. But here's the real lesson in the numbers. You don't need to be top 1% to live a wealthy life. You don't need $60,000 a month to be financially free. You just need smart money habits, strong financial planning, and consistent investing. Even people earning far less can build serious wealth if they manage their money right. Being in the top 1% is more about status and comparison than it is about happiness or freedom. Still, it's important to understand the real metric. The gap between average income and top 1% income is massive. When most American households earn around $5,000 to $6,000 per month, and the top 1% is earning 10 times that every single month, it shows you how extreme the difference really is. So if your personal goal is to reach that $60,000 monthly income, you need to think about the path that gets you there. A path built on high-value skills. A path built on ownership. A path built on scaling something beyond your own time. Because you don't reach this level by staying in the same place, doing the same thing, or thinking the same way. At the end of the day, becoming top 1% isn't just about money. It's about discipline, strategy, and ambition. It's about long-term thinking and positioning yourself where opportunities grow. And whether your goal is financial freedom, early retirement, or simply building a better life than the one you started with, understanding this number helps you set realistic targets and build a plan that actually works. So now you know the truth. Around $60,000 per month is the level you need to reach to call yourself top 1% in the United States in 2026. Some states higher, some slightly lower, but the national bar sits right there. It's a big number. It's a tough number. But for the people who are serious, who are focused, and who are willing to grow, it's a realistic long-term goal. And whether you ever reach it or not, the journey to aim higher will always take you further than staying comfortable. Because the moment you start thinking bigger, the moment you start acting bigger, your entire financial life begins to shift. And that's how real progress happens. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more.